Hello YouTube. There is a certain thought that has been occupying my mind for the past few hours, so much so that I've been unable to fall asleep. So instead of just tossing and turning in bed, I decided to grab the phone, walk into the nearest forest and make a video for you guys, because I'm sure that you can benefit from this message as well. So as you all know, on social media, many people share their thoughts. And there is a certain one that has made the rounds of YouTube Fitness and Instagram alike, and I've been seeing for many years. And that is the idea that lifting natty is a waste of time. And it goes as far as some people even saying that it's the equivalent of working a minimum wage job and expecting to get rich from it. There is so much wrong in this mindset that I don't know what to begin with. But what really concerns me is the type of people that I see sharing these posts. Because for the most part, they are Zoomers. It's teenagers who share these messages, and that says a lot about their mindset. That says a lot about what they believe and what they think about natural lifting. They have yet to begin, and they have already given up. So that already points out to the obvious, and that is that this message and this ideology comes from a place of ignorance, because the type of people who share it know nothing. They just got started, so what would they be able to know about natural lifting? But this is a problem, because you could say, well, fuck them, they'll never get gains and they'll just jump on drugs. Well, that's the issue. We're losing so many lifters to that nonsense and that dangerous black pill mindset, because if you think that natural lifting is just a waste of time and you'll just spin your wheels and get no results, you are by default going to jump on PEDs. And this is why SARMs are so popular. Look at who consumes SARMs. It's not guys like me with 10 years of training under our belt, it's always teens. Sometimes people who haven't even stepped into the gym yet and they're already consuming substances. But the substance abuse is the result of the ideological subversion. And this is what needs to be combated first and foremost. Because I know for a fact that you have all of these echo chambers on Instagram, or all of these chat rooms, or all of the teens have the same ideas and same mindsets, and they encourage one another to jump on drugs. So it's up to natural lifters who have gotten results from the practice to step in and be a good role model for these kids. Show them that there is more to natural lifting than what they believe. Restore the hope in their hearts. Because in truth, saying that natural lifting is a waste of time tells a lot about the type of people that sport that nonsense. It's not just that they're young or that they're beginners. It's also that they have a certain degree of impatience in them. They cannot wait to get their results. They are extremely weak to instantaneous gratification. And on top of that, they have no foresight whatsoever. This is what leads them to saying things like this. It's because they can't project themselves. Or if they can't wait for years. They refuse to wait for years. They absolutely want to get all of their results now. And this is something I've seen in some of you as well. Some of you that ask me, hey, how long until I look like this? How long until I can do this? And the answer is, I don't know, and you shouldn't ask. Stop trying to get things done quickly. A good physique is not going to be built overnight. You need the patience. But these people lack the patience altogether. And this is because of that they'll get no results. So in truth, it's a self-defeating prophecy. If you mistrust natural lifting and you turn your back to it, guess what? You will never see results because you have closed the door to result. You can trust that no one that has been lifting naturally for a decade or even for years is going to say that type of things. And it's because natural lifting is our best friend. We have tasted the results. We have seen the evolution. We have been transformed by it. And therefore, we can only love it. Every single natty I know on this platform is in love with natural lifting. Be them strength athletes or bodybuilders, it does not matter. The iron has molded us and we have fallen in love with it. So when I see people who are going to make that relationship into a toxic one because of their inability to wait a bit, it truly breaks my heart, it breaks my balls, and it makes me want to shake them until they finally realize the stupidity of their ways. Because again, people like me, people who have been lifting for a while, will never tell you that natural lifting is a waste of time. None of us regret it. I have never regretted training. Are you kidding me? It's the best aspect of my life. It has given me everything. We all are appreciative of what natural lifting gave us because it gave us so much. And what did we have to put in? Time, effort, blood, tears, all of that doesn't matter. The price is so low. But the unwillingness to pay the price will lead to no results. And that is the truth. It's not that natural lifting is not going to gain you anything and is a waste of time. It's that if you approach it with a cavalier and lazy attitude, then it will get you nothing. And then, of course, the PD way will be the one to get you something. But on the flip side, I can tell you for a fact that a ton of people regret taking drugs. They might not have the maturity to share it and to be upfront, but deep down, that is the truth. And this because the time you're going to gain taking PEDs, you're going to have to pay back at some point. Oh, natural lifting is a waste of time. Let me take PEDs and do it 5 times faster. Okay, are you willing to pay back that 5 times? Because it's like jail time, you know, people who tell you, hey, if you're not willing to do the time, don't commit the crime. It's all of the same with PDUs. If you're not willing to die early and to sacrifice years of your life, then don't even attempt it. But of course, saying that to a teenager is like pissing in a violin, because for them it's so far off and they think, oh, it's the years at the end of my life, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't work like that. A death induced by PDUs is not just you dying at 75 of old age instead of 85. You will have mosquito complications for years beforehand. You will suffer for years beforehand. And this is if you don't have a complication much earlier in life. So that mindset is absolutely asinine. But it's important that teenagers get told that, because by themselves, amongst themselves, you're 16. Of course, you're not going to discuss the side effects. Of course, you're only going to look at the benefits. You're going to look at the gain of time. Oh, it's so much faster. It's much faster because you pay with your vital energy. You pay with years of your life. This is the money you use. All of these gains you make, all of that quickness, it comes from something. You can have something without paying something in return. It is the law of equivalent exchange. And even beyond that, why are you trying to go fast? What is the point? You are going to live for the rest of your life. So why are you in such a rush? I had a shitty physique for the first 5 years of my journey. I looked like shit. It took me forever to look like I lifted, and I'm still making progress every single year. You know why? Because natural potential is infinite. Human potential is infinite. But you have to give yourself a chance. If you turn your back to natural lifting, in truth, you're turning your back on yourself. You're not trusting yourself. When I see all of these kids on PDs and SARMs at 19, all I think is, wow, you truly hate yourself. You don't have trust in who you are, because if you did, you wouldn't rely on these crutches. You wouldn't take PDs. You would believe. You would give yourself that chance, a chance you never regret giving yourself. Who has ever told you, hey, I regret trusting myself? Never, ever. But people who take drugs, oh yeah. So stop looking at fitness as a race. It is truly the metaphor of the turtle and the hare. In this case and scenario, the turtle also wins, and the turtle is natural lifting. Now, if we look back at the allegory offered by these people when they say that natural lifting is like working minimum wage, okay, that's true. That's correct. The gains are slow. They slow down every year. That is true. But what is the other choice? PDUs? What is the equivalent to PDUs in the allegory? Well, we could equate that to something like being a drug dealer or being a criminal, robbing a bank. Sure, robbing a bank is going to be much faster. You're going to make much more money faster. But at what price? At what price? Being arrested, being shot, all of this is so much worse. Whereas if you just had a solid, stable job, you accumulate money, you have a 401k, you have health insurance. Okay, it's not flashy, and I know teenagers don't find it sexy, but this is the way to go in life. Gambling your life away might sound fun when you're 16, but when you're 15, you have to pay the price for this, and you have to pay the debt you accumulated. It's not going to be as fun anymore. It's not going to be all fun and games anymore. When you're young, this craziness is to be expected. It comes with the territory. but you have to understand the impact it's going to have on you in your later years. At some point, you have to be careful, just like I have to be careful because I'm hearing some coyote noises around myself and I don't want to be their dinner. So I'm going to wrap up this video. What I want to express to you, if you're the type of person who thinks that natural lifting is a waste of time, is that you are wrong. And the reason why you're wrong is because you know nothing. You haven't put in the work yet. And you know what the best thing is? Once you put in the work, all of that nonsense is going to exit your brain. You won't think about it anymore because the results will speak for themselves. You will have corrected your mindset. Whereas if you embrace that mindset, that ideology, and you go down that path, sure, you're going to go faster, you're going to get better gains. Oh, it's going to be all great, but you're going to also mold yourself into a person that will never be able to be proud of their accomplishments because at the back of your head, you will always know that it wasn't yours. You did not accomplish that. You needed a crutch. And regardless of the speed you accomplished, it is not going to fulfill you at all. Whereas natural lifting is the way to fulfillment. It's the way to pride, to develop confidence, to be able to see, turn back and see not coyotes in the dark like I'm seeing right now, but rather all of the work that you have accomplished for yourself. So please, please, do not let that type of sirens of toxic messages get to you. Do not let people rush you, peer pressure you into making decisions that you will regret. If you're a teenager, I understand social pressure is a real thing. When you hear all of your peers say, oh, live fast, die fast, trying to be conservative or trying to take measured risk is lame. It's nice to be fast. All of these people are going to regret that. And I guarantee you that you, if you make the opposite choice, will be glad when the day comes. I'm going to leave you with that. It's time for me to run. Have a good night.